This is Mark Summers, and I double dare you to listen to the 3CT podcast.
Yes.
Well, Alex just has to slip the sleeping pills into Dad's iced tea bottle.
Flip. Mark stood out in 50-degree weather yesterday. He's got to be sore as shit. He's looking for them sleeping pills.
That was terrible. We were out for 9 hours in that. 9 hours.
That's
Nobody
your own
forced
fault.
you to go to Hershey Park, Mark.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yeah. No. We got there early, and I mean early.
Why? There couldn't have been a single line at Hershey Park.
Jim, there was a ton of people pouring out of Hershey Park when we were parking and walking up for the show.
Yes.
It's school.
It was unnecessarily crowded for 50-degree weather and rain.
Raining, yeah.
Sounds
It
awful.
was a steady rain, not a drizzle. It was raining.
Oh, I
saw
know.
Hershey
I
Park
was watching it out my window.
They said, hey, we're closing the water attractions. It's unseasonably cold. The entire boardwalk is closed.
Has the boardwalk even opened yet this year?
Barely. They opened. I don't know how many people were in there, but it's been such a doggone cold spring.
It's
this May
spring.
has definitely felt like the April showers part
right,
of the year.
right. I don't remember it raining in April, and
We're
it
a
is
month
not,
behind.
and it has not stopped raining in May. It just
Has not.
unrelenting, yeah, and cold. It's
It's
dumb.
been wild.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
But
Now, Jimmy, are you going to get on that Twizzler Twisted Gravity?
you could not pay me to go
I
on
bet
that.
I could.
There's absolutely a number.
Well, okay, there is a number.
I mean, Mark couldn't pay you, but there's a number.
The three
Someone
of
can
you
pay you.
couldn't pay me.
Well,
I don't know that you guys could find that. Are you kidding me? I look at the artist rendering of that ride, and I get sweaty palms.
Now, if you had to choose one, life or death, that or a roller coaster, what are you getting on?
What roller coaster?
The
The
Wildcat.
Wildcat.
The new
Bobcat.
Oh, Jesus.
Bobcat's Revenge.
Okay,
Not the
old
new one, the old one.
Oh
Which
God.
The old
you
Bobcat.
survived once.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So
Or
let's.
just a big swing. It's like a swing set, Jim.
How high is that
That
new
thing-
big swing?
Oh, it's the pictures don't do it justice. It's gigantic.
Jim, you
It
keep
really
it up, we're going to
doesn't.
make you choose between the new Wildcat and this swing if you keep it up.
My loving son got on that swing in the rain.
God.
Yeah, you wanted to make sure you
I'd
see the blood
I'd
spots
still
on his
probably
hands.
pick the Wildcat, one, because I've done it before. I know what I'm getting into. And two, that swing ride, you almost go upside down, right?
Yeah.
Because you go above flat.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you go over the bar,
There's no
That's
coming
it.
back.
No coming back from
No.
that. Yeah. No, there's no way. There's no way.
When you were in Disney World, did you ride any rides?
We did
the people mover count.
I actually didn't even
love
I
the
didn't do the
People
people mover. I did what would the Finding Nemo ride over in the because in the one day I was gonna go on Living with the Land, but that was the last day and I ended up not feeling well totally that day, and I was just like, you know what? I'll let Dana ride it. I'm gonna hang out here and drink a soda in the
That happens when you're in Florida for too long.
Yeah, I think that's what it
soda.
was. I think Florida just got to me after a couple of days.
All that freedom gives you a head rush.
so something like that.
All those alligators. Did you see any alligators, Jimmy?
We didn't. I did play golf when I was down there, and around any form of water, there was signs everywhere that because it's a Disney course, they obviously don't want anybody getting injured. But there was all sorts of signage can be alligators in any of these waters. So
Sounds right.
but I didn't see any.
I mean, Hershey has alligators, right?
They have crocodiles,
Oh, they have crocodiles. Okay.
saltwater.
Are they still alive?
Probably
Or-
not.
You just see their backs floating in water. We're not sure.
Zoo America has they have alligators.
That's what I meant. You think I was just talking wild and Hershey?
Well, spring cricket gets a little wild.
I say,
It
you
does
walking
not.
down there by Houlihan's and Jersey Mike's, and a fucking gator just
You
pops
get a
out of the alleyway. How you doing?
A duck, maybe. A goose at most.
Yeah, you get some geese over there. They get a little feisty. Or I've come
A
across
muskrat, maybe.
They have skunks in Hershey Park, and then it was a raccoon last year that was chasing people. Remember that?
Is that the one you took?
Super-duper
Is that one you put in your jacket and took it back and is now living in the backyard at
That
Hot
happened
and
at
States?
Knoebels. They made it the mascot. His name's Cosmo.
Cosmo. Yeah, they have. I have a raccoon in my backyard somewhere.
Cosmo's now the partial owner of Knoebels.
He sure is.
Probably.
He bit
Cosmo.
Dick Knoebel. when
I'll
he
say
had
old Dick
rabies.
Knoebel is about 1,000 years old. So, is he still alive?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I'll find out. I'm going there later this week. I
I
think.
think they just put him on a scooter and scoot him around. I don't know if it's RC controlled or if it's really him, but if you see Dick, give him a good handshake.
It's a weekend at Dick's. They're just waving his dead arm.
He's a big fan of Weekends at Dick's. Smokey. Now let's talk more about it. Now let's talk about this carrying on with Post Malone.
Yeah, right. So you guys, since we've last seen you, have been to two pretty big shows. The Metallica and the Post Malone. Which was better? Which did you enjoy more? Mark, let's
Boy,
start.
that's so hard
That's tough. I'm gonna have to go with Posty.
because it rained on both of them
Yeah.
Did it rain during Metallica or just during Limp Bizkit?
just during Limp Bizkit, and it was like
My biscuits
misting, maybe. Dude,
My
Limp
biscuits
Bizkit
weren't-
had no business being as good as they were. They like didn't miss
Yeah.
a beat.
They were fantastic. Now Smokey's biscuits weren't just limp; they were wet as well. Smokey wet limp biscuits is the worst kind.
We were talking about that last Thursday, actually, with the new club in Lidditz.
Ah,
What did I call it?
There you
Squishy
go.
pretzel.
Squishy pretzels.
Ryan says my birthday was going to be at the new Titty Club in Lidditz, he goes, "What's it called?" And for no reason whatsoever, Squishy Pretzels came into my mind, and so
squishy pretzels.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT to make a Squishy Pretzels logo, and then we'll put it on a T-shirt.
Gentlemen's Club.
Squishy
Sounds like a
pretzels.
great. Sounds like a great. Boy, Jim, that's a tough question. I thought Jelly Roll was fantastic.
So
My
good.
second time seeing him. Post Malone just has a presence about him, like a stage presence that just like commands everybody's attention. It was spectacular. Like it was clearly a big like stadium concert in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Like Hershey was lucky to have landed something of that size, and I think Hershey did a good job for some of the shows that like that Kendrick Lamar. That's a big like there he's selling out the Link and selling out what's the thing over in New Jersey, MetLife. So to be at Hershey, that's a pretty big grab. Same thing with the Chris Brown show. This one
Big
was a
Time
big
Rush.
grab. No, not Big Time Rush. Mark, stop that. They're lucky to pay the fucking amphitheater.
You mean the Aqua Theater
Whatever. The Aqua Theater.
with the Sea Lions?
I loved them. I had a great time. I loved them both for very different reasons. Metallica
Yes.
was absolutely a bucket list item, and Post Malone was, and I didn't even know Post was on my list like of artists I had to see live.
That was his third time, I want to say, in Hershey. He played the stadium last year, and then before that, maybe 2 years ago, he played in the Giants Center.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that seems like a huge grab for the Giant Center.
Yeah, that was obviously before his country album, and he was big. But he's exploded since then, obviously. But that stadium, Smokey. Now you've been to quite a few shows there, and I say this every time I go and there's a big show. I'm like, I've never seen it that full. I've never seen it that full as Posty had it Tuesday night or Wednesday night.
I-
Had it free packed. that general admission area. I don't know how many people they allow in
Dude,
there, but
I think Ryan, I think it was one of the pictures you posted with the flame, the fire, the pyro
Yeah.
shooting up, and just seeing that many people, it made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, and
General
it went well
admission.
beyond that. General admission, it was pretty much the whole way back to the beer tents
Ugh.
along the back.
It
There
was.
wasn't much budging room. No,
No, it was packed. General admission.
that
was
weather
just-
didn't keep a single person
No.
home. And if you did, you're an idiot. You could have just
Well,
worn,
and here's the thing. I think that a concert of that magnitude, like if I had bought tickets to that show, there was probably a decent shot that I would have sold them because of the weather. Somebody was going to buy them.
absolutely.
Like it wasn't a show where, it wasn't. No offense to Hootie and Collective Soul last summer, but like, nobody was buying a 50-degree ticket to Hootie and Collective
I don't
Soul.
think Darius Rucker would take that personally one bit.
Yeah,
Not
I think they know
anymore.
they're not Post Malone.
right. But yeah, somebody would have bought the ticket if.
And that motherfucker seems real genuine. Like
Oh,
after
yes.
almost every single song, he's like, "Thank you so fucking much." And like, I truthfully think he meant that. Like, he really seems
Post
like a
Malone?
genuine guy. Yeah,
Him and
Jelly Roll
Doe-
too. Yeah,
Yeah, they both seem like very down to earth, genuine people, and they seem like they complement each other so well. Like, them being on tour together is just like a perfect fit, in my opinion.
right. And they both have face tattoos. That's important, right?
Well, that's big. Yes,
Did you buy the temporary face tattoos, Mark? You could have bought them.
I just finally got them off.
Did you?
I was scrubbing for a while. My mom gave me some Noxzema, and it came off.
Well, no, that was. I think they used to be a WWF sponsor back in the day, but Stridex pads
Stridex pad.
Yeah.
was. Do you know those are still made?
Wow.
Like
I
I would
used
have
to buy
figured
them.
that would have been a brand that died, and the one day, I caught them in the grocery aisle, and I was like, I'll be damned, Stridex pads are still manufactured.
Stridex pads. Milton Bradley Karate Fighters.
Karate Fighters, that was
The
one.
Karate Fighters. Snickers was in there a lot.
Yeah.
Snickers.
Snickers still is. That's been a long time,
Snickers.
but
They satisfy.
they do.
Now, Smokey did. I think you're up buying merch. So this was really cool. I never saw this happen at a show. So Posty had, of course, the main stage, and then they had like a ramp kind of thing came out, like a stage, and then went out into like a smaller stage. So he performed almost the entire show either in the middle or on the little stage, kind of in the middle of the crowd, or back even further. So like if you paid for front row tickets, like in the pit, you didn't get to see much of Post up there. I would have been pissed. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you were looking at the band. He definitely was on like the center, right? I don't know what you would, the catwalk area where
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
him and Jelly Donut were out there almost their entire sets.
Yeah. In the rain. I mean, Jelly
Yeah.
Roll's entire set, it was pouring on him.
Yeah, yep. They didn't hide up on the stage. They came out in that other, like they were out in the elements, both of them.
Like I think it's cool that artists will go out on like into the crowd on the stage, but if it would have been an extended period of time, if I would have spent the probably $6,000 or whatever to be front row for that, I'd have been probably a little hot that I was getting soaked and just watching the band.
Just having to look behind, right?
Well, it gets even better then because so for the encore, so the lights go out and they act like he's left or whatever. Which you know how it goes. They don't leave. The lights.
That's the
go
old
out.
gimmick, yeah.
The old gimmick's like peekaboo for adults. Like, where'd they go?
That's exactly right.
That's actually a tremendous analogy, Mark. I don't know
It
that
is.
I ever would have thought that, but you are correct.
It's like
And some people
peekaboo for
leave
adults.
and they've never played peekaboo. You're like, these people never played peekaboo.
Yeah, they're
Man, these
gone.
idiots,
And
look at them.
people were leaving. The last song or last two songs, people started leaving because it was packed. But anyway, so the lights go out, and you're like, whatever. He's going to play another song. You know how it goes. Well, the lights kind of come back on, and Posty is back. There was like this sign back right in front of general admission. So you're talking 3/4, if not better, into the stadium.
Yep.
There's like this sign there that banners that said big ass stadium tour, whatever. And the light turns on that, and like the sign drops down, and freaking Post Malone is on this little stage that elevates into the air right in front of the general admission crowd.
Wow.
I never saw anything like it. And that went up maybe, I don't know, 15 feet. It wasn't very high off the ground. But those people started to leave. And as soon as that light turned on, they realized Post Malone was there. They came running back.
Come back.
Can you imagine spending $35 to see Post Malone and all of a sudden he performs?
And all of a sudden you're basically
front.
front row. That's pretty
That was
cool.
freaking nuts. And then they had fireworks on there, and
But
I
like,
thought that was really, really cool.
I mean, the thing that I kind of learned, because it had been a long time since I had really been to a concert pre-COVID, really. Like, when we went to Blink 182, we stayed till the end because it's Dana's favorite band, and she wanted to stay to the end. But like when we were there for Hootie last year, we left early, and got out to our car. We probably heard 2 or 3 songs on the walk to the car, and we were parked close enough you could still hear. I'm like, if it wasn't a band that I super duper wanted to see every song of, that's probably what I would do. I would probably leave like right before or right at the encore, so I'd hear the encore on the walk to the car, and then I'm out of there before traffic turns into a shithole. How bad was traffic leaving there?
Oh,
Got to park on the right side of the parking lot. I was out in 12 minutes.
Nice.
yeah.
Well
Yeah,
done.
I didn't have any problem getting out either, but I'll tell you what, it was just bumper to bumper gridlock when you're driving by looking in. Like it was bad.
There's still people leaving from the Bears game
Right.
2 Wednesdays ago.
That
You
doesn't
passed
surprise
them,
me.
yeah. They were on the wrong side of the parking lot.
They were.
So my
Probably-
brother, my niece, and I wanted to run out. They had Stanley Cups that were like exclusive tour Stanley Cups.
Oh,
Can't-
Close.
can't
It
hide
had
money
like
in
this
that.
little posty thing on it. They were $31. It's not that bad.
All right. I didn't know
Not
that
that
age for
bad.
Stanley Cup.
But the merch area we were at was just sold out, so we had to run out to like the food court area to get that. That was during Sunflower.
Sunflower. Yeah, that was second to last. Was
Second to
Sunflower.
last. Encore. He kind of some pyro popped off. We're like, oh, the encore. We'll just kind of walk back. We'll stand at general admission and see, and just watch from back there. And then we come around the corner, and this fucking stage is right in the air, and we're like, holy shit! He's literally. I just sent the video. Like that's me walking up to the fucking
That's
area. He's
super
just right
cool.
there.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, that was insane. Like I saw bands come out and perform like at a little stage in the middle, but never in front of general admission, like especially for an encore. I thought that was really neat.
And that motherfucker like slapped and took pictures and signed shit the whole way back to the stage.
Yep,
That's
sure
He does
did.
seem like a genuine guy, down to earth. I'd
Well,
absolutely
he was
see him
just. I
again.
mean, he was at the pizza place 5 minutes from our houses, I guess, when they were doing rehearsals, and like was
Yeah.
taking pictures with people and everything. I like when bands do different staging and aspects like that. When I saw U2 a few years ago at Wells Fargo Center, and yeah, U2, and
Me.
they
I
had
wasn't
like
there.
a video board in the middle, like they had a catwalk stage from their main stage out to like a little tiny performing stage. There was a screen over the catwalk, and when the show began, it looked like there was like video projection of like the like the shadow outline of the band performing, and then the screen starts going up in the air above the stage, and then all of a sudden like the panels on the screen turn and the band is actually in the stage performing the first song. So it was kind of that similar idea, that it was totally unexpected. I mean, we were up in the arena seating, so we weren't right down there on it, but like it was cool when it's just like you weren't expecting this, this extra stage and video element to actually be part of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I feel blessed just to have lucked in to be like, hey, do you want to try to run out and see if we can find one of those cups before the mass exodus of people hitting the merch stand on the way out? And just by dumb luck, we're like, all right, let's circle back through the stadium to exit the other side, and that just happened to have been right there. So it was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
good show. If you get a chance and you like Post Malone, it's worth it. If not, don't go.
Don't go.
Pretty
yeah,
easy.
it had been one of those things I was like debating it, and then with the weather, it was like, no, I'm staying home.
yeah.
I like we were gonna do the drive up, park at Chocolate World, listen to a little bit, and then get out of there. But
Heck yeah.
Just absolutely.
Matt, what's
not.
your next show? I know obviously you're doing Disney and everything. You doesn't seem to be taking as many concerts in as previous years, and concert week sucked.
Yeah. Next one is Incubus in Atlantic City, end of June.
Nice.
And then the Weird Al concert in July.
Good. Who you seen Incubus with?
My wife.
Oh, that's a good person to see a concert with.
I think I'm going to Shania Twain with Mark. I don't know. I'm still iffy on those details. I can't tell if he's like serious. He has a ticket
details. Or not. As I got the ticket with your name on it. If you want to go,
I do.
There it is.
Yeah, I'll take
there
it.
There it is.
All right, Ryan. I think you and I are. No,
we're doing Lincoln
Park, and I'm going to My Chemical Romance the day before that. So
nice.
Back to back.
Nice.
Philly shows.
Yeah, I just saw that one show I sent with some country artists, Kane Brown and Shabuzi. It's down in Maryland. Fucking pit tickets for it's $100. It seems dirt cheap.
Yeah.
It's like holy shit. Yeah, it was Shabuzi and the Kane Brown. That's gotta be Kane.
That's gotta be Kane Brown. That's gotta be Kane. Now, yes. Now, how about Metallica's circular stage? Wasn't that unique? Did you boys ever see a stage that was circular? I
think they've been doing that for.
Yeah, it's again in the round.
3 years now, right?
Yeah,
Metallica at least has been using that.
Metallica's done it over the years. Garth Brooks has done it over the years. Kenny Rogers used to do it back in the day.
Come on, Mark.
Kenny Rogers. Are you serious?
Yeah, my dad told me the story that Gallagher opened for Kenny Rogers one time at the Hershey Park Arena, and they had gotten front row seats, and Gallagher's had the Sledge-O-Matic. Well, my dad had seen him before, and he said Gallagher set the stool on their side of the stage. So my dad's like, he told my mom, he's like, when I say duck, get down, because I guess they were in the third row, and because he knew he was going to smash a friggin' watermelon on the damn thing. And so they ducked, and you heard like a cannonball fire, and then he said you just smelled melon. And there was just everybody around him was just soaked with watermelon juice.
Oh, he makes a freaking mess.
I think he's since passed.
That's true. He's passed on.
But
I saw him a few years ago with my father and cousin Brian and cousin Brian's wife, and my father actually went up on stage with him, and he was just covered in complete filth. I hated driving him home after that. It was just terrible.
Didn't his brother fill in for him quite a bit when Gallagher wasn't well or something? I don't know. I read something about that or heard something.
He wanted to steal the gimmick basically, or something.
Did he tell actual jokes too that were funny, or was the whole thing smashing melon?
Well, funny is a variable word, but he did work some jokes in from time to time. Okay. He used to do a bit about how the English language is really dumb, and I remember growing
numb.
Yeah, numb and dumb, or tomb. What was it?
Tomb and comb.
Yeah, tomb and comb.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Good food. It's not good food or good food. It's good food. That sort of. So there were. He had some jokes, but
is it good foot?
Good foot.
No, stop it.
Foot.
Stop it.
I'll tell you when I saw him just a few years ago, those jokes were very dated. They were very 70s-ish.
So you were laughing is what you're telling me.
Well, I was laughing a lot, but I'll tell you what, I cannot believe some of the things he said. I'm surprised they let him say what he said.
Say it on air. Let's see what happens. Let's see how
he said, "What up, Mike?"
So, not to generalize the Gallagher audience, but I'm sure the jokes landed just fine at the Gallagher show.
Man, they were racist and religion and I don't know. It wasn't necessarily in a hurtful way, but there are things I would not say in any kind of public forum or even It makes coming. That's just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that not
It was
hurtful
crazy,
racism.
honestly.
Well, so what you're saying is he's probably in hell now. So that's why.
Well, I'm saying his mural may have been struck by lightning.
Jesus. So I actually kind of had a concert topic this week, and it was I heard they were talking about it on Preston and Steve because I love to steal my topics from there. But it's actually appropriate because you guys are talking about concerts and the
Well,
I
sure.
heard they hired that lady back.
They didn't, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Oh, I was
They
gonna
didn't.
ask.
Change.org petition didn't work.
I know it's hard to believe, isn't it?
They didn't hire Shelley back.
Those things
Oh, it
usually have
worked.
such a high success rate,
Ah.
but
What was her name? Shelley.
Shelley, yes. But they were talking about because I guess one of the guys was at a concert and one of the songs just hit just right, and he said he got emotional listening to the song. But like, have you guys ever at a show or an event or something, song hits you just right and you've cried or gotten emotional at the show?
100%.
Yes.
I think I have. I'm sure I have. I just can't pinpoint exactly what song, what moment it was.
Say, Ryan, Mark, is there any in particular that
last year, there was a moment, probably like the second song from Green Day, like going through the Dookie album, and I was like, wow, like this has been my favorite band for my entire life, and it's been 40 years since I've finally been able to. It was almost like a fucking like monkey off my back, like, oh wow, this is finally like happening. It's like crossing off my bucket list.
He raked my back. Yeah, no, he didn't literally rake it.
He didn't literally rake it. It felt good. It was like it really was. It was like, wow, this is fucking it. This is badass. This is a cool moment. Not sad, but just like a wow moment of overwhelming a bit.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes. Now, what kind of monkey was it, Smokey? Was it like Harambe or was it like a spider monkey?
Yeah.
Too soon.
Come
Mark.
on now, Mark. Can't be doing that.
It's been 8 years.
You can't be bringing up
Yeah,
Harambe.
you would be trying to rush Harambe. By the way, I still write out the word Harambe when I go to a store like Target or Walmart, and they have the initials on the stockings at Christmas time.
You read
So
out
if you ever
Harambe.
see it in like Lancaster County, there's a good chance I'm the one who
Ryan's
spelled out
been there.
Harambe. I do it every fucking year. I did it at Big Lots last year. That's what put them out of business, I hope.
Oh, they're coming back
Good.
though.
What? I said good. Yeah.
Stop that, Mark.
They are coming back. The Effort one too, I think, is coming
I think
back.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the ones that
I'm
is.
anxious to see what that looks like.
No, you have to stay away from it. Every retail store you touch dies.
That's it. Three of them have.
It's not a good track record, Mark.
It's not.
Well, then they did, but
Nope.
Oh, for fuck's sake! God damn it! I thought we were
Now
gonna
look.
get through a show without hearing that.
now look here. Now what else?
Now, look here.
I'm not afraid to catch feels at those shows, Big Jim. Let's talk about them. When Bowser was singing Blue Moon, boy, I got caught right in the field.
Yeah, I got caught with something when I heard Bowser
Called
sing.
nausea.
No. What about when Bill Haley's Comets were singing "Rock Around the Clock"?
Well,
No,
I
that
wasn't
was-
born yet, Mark, but I get why that was a big moment for you.
You know, the
drummer-
piano player lives in Lidditz, right? For Bill
Bill
Haley's
Haley.
comment.
Oh, does he? He might. I know the drummer who passed away not too long ago. He was 98 when I saw him, and he was still playing drums like it wasn't your business. Smokey.
I was at your
Like,
high
you're
school
like-
reunion, right?
Well, yeah, it was. He came in for our high school reunion.
Playing drums like none of my business. What Bill Haley song do you have to drum that's like none of my business?
Well, "Rock Around the Clock." Did you know that Bill Haley's Comets had an opener for one of their shows, and his name was Elvis Presley?
I did not know that.
Isn't that wild? Let's talk about it.
That's how our listeners accidentally learn shit when they listen to these shows, and they don't want to learn, Mark.
Yeah. Nobody comes to this show on a Tuesday or whatever day people listen to it
They want to listen and they want to know.
to learn things.
Now, I'll learn. Now, are you aware that there's 2 countries in the world where you cannot buy Coca-Cola?
No.
2 countries. Do you know what they are?
No.
No.
North Korea.
Correct. North Korea's one.
Cuba.
Yeah, you're right.
Really?
Well, you boys are good. Yes.
I didn't know that. That was a straight guess.
Well, after the North
I
Korea,
got
that was kind of a
So the
good guess.
Korea one, Cuba made sense.
North Korea and Cuba, you cannot buy Coca-Cola products.
Are they? They're
Mark, how disappointed are you that we got that? Because I felt like you were feeling pretty good about that one, and then we just kind of shit all over it for you.
I was hoping you'd say China.
No.
Then you did.
Nope.
But,
I was gonna hit the button, but then you pulled that shit. I'm not doing it.
Don't do it, Big Jimmy.
That's what you get.
Oh, do it.
But
don't do it.
When I and I'm not even the biggest Blink 182 fan, but when they started their set in Hershey, it was the first concert I'd been to post COVID, and it was kind of emotional, and I think just because it was like, there was a point in time where it's like, am I ever going to want to be around this many goddamn people ever again? The answer, actually, no. I don't actually want to be around that many people. But yeah, I think there's definitely been points at concerts over the years where I have. But
well, sure.
You fell in love with the girl at the rock show.
I did. So,
smoke. Now, I'll tell you, Post Malone's song, Yours, about his daughter growing up, that one got me right in the feels on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Matt, you ought to listen to because you have a daughter. Post Malone's Yours. It's a good jam.
I think I've heard it. I'll check it out, though.
Yeah, it's on the country album he put out. But it's a pretty good song.
I know I've listened through to it just because out of curiosity. Like when Lil Wayne made the acoustic rock album, I was like, all right, let's see what this is about.
It's like, okay, that's adorable.
And it was not good.
Lyrically that's a beautiful song.
It is. It's got some nice lyrics.
I don't have a daughter, so like it didn't hit me on a level like that, but a father to a daughter would absolutely get that song. It would pull on your heartstrings.
I bet Brother Smokey liked it.
He was in the merch stand.
Well, is that what they're calling it nowadays?
That's what it was, yeah. I had actually just gotten back up there. I wanted to buy a Loser's foam finger. So I just made it up to hear it, but he was still in line.
How much were those? Did you say?
They were like $21.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's
really
not
random $1 on everything they were charging you.
So I think he donates a full $1 to something because shirts were $46 instead of $45.
Fair enough.
Polo or not polo? Nobody goes to a Post Malone show to buy polo. Hoodies were $101.
But if you're charging an extra $1 than it normally costs, are you really donating the $1, or is it just the people buying the shirt are donating the $1?
Yeah, and clearly you don't understand how tariffs work.
Well, you're right.
That's the result of the tariff.
You're right.
The nice thing is,
I'll turn on
the state of
Fox
Pennsylvania
News.
got an extra 6 cents on every fucking purchase because of that $1.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
there you
true.
go. Ryan's giving back to the people.
They get to go though to fix the
new
road.
side of me.
Thanks, Governor Shapiro.
Thank you.
The good folks at MasterCard were making a lot of money too because was it like that at Hershey Smoky when you had to use credit, of course. Was there a fee to use your credit card?
No.
Okay. So at the AC/DC show in DC, there was a 3% fee to use your credit card.
Right. Card only, no
card
cash,
only.
card only.
What?
And it was a $3 fee. It wasn't a
$3
fee. It was a straight $3 fee to swipe your card.
So you didn't have a choice,
Right.
Yeah.
and they charged you to use the card.
And still had the balls to ask for a tip.
Yeah, fuck that.
I give them a tip, all right. Okay, Benny.
Yeah, working. I mean, I guess they do have to lug some of the boxes around, but I don't know why we're giving tips to people at like a cashier stand now.
Yeah, I mean, I do think a lot of that is just built into whatever software they're using, but yeah, like...
Yeah, and they're not going to take it off.
No, absolutely not.
Saps like us will tip one.
Oh, I have no problem hitting 0 on on some of those. So on some of those, I absolutely skip right over that part of the sale.
Well, they do nothing to warrant a tip. Like what you're doing, what the service that you're required to do in your job description. You're not going above and beyond.
Yeah, so when they bring in my food at a restaurant, which is their job description, Mark, you cheap ass. I think I can get behind that. If I have to stand to order my food, I'm not going to give you a tip.
Correct.
That's fair.
So, like, Subway artists, first of all, you're just a fucking Subway sandwich maker.
Right, you're not an artist. Back in the day when they used to cut the roll in the top, that was a little more art to it.
That was art. I will judge if I'm at Salad Works, because that's a notorious tip place. If they go back for like a little bit more ham cubes, like if they give me the scoop and a little bit more, they'll get a tip. Yeah. Absolutely will.
There you go.
Give me a few more ham cubes, you're always going to get a tip. If you only scoop and level,
absolutely not.
If you scoop and then shake a little bit off,
yeah, even worse. No, I'm taking money back.
Like if I go to Rita's and they level off the cup, no tip.
No,
if I get the extra coming out the top of the cup, I'll give a tip for that. But
well, we know Mark doesn't believe in tipping at all, so
I don't go for this tipping.
Mark, do you tip like your barber?
You know when I did.
Yeah. Do you give Alex $1 for putting in the Floby?
Then
the Floby. You owned a Floby, didn't you, Mark?
I had my little brother Matt had a Floby brand new in the box.
I believe that.
Did he buy it new or did he buy it at a fucking thrift store?
He bought it at Roots, I think it was.
Yeah,
but it was brand new in the box, and he sold it for a small fortune, Smokey.
I was gonna say, I bet he sold it for more than he bought it for.
He sure did.
Sucker didn't know what they had.
Speaking of selling things for more than you bought it for, I can't wait for Christmas with you boys.
Oh boy,
I got some nice gifts for you.
It's another year of used Christmas presents from Mark.
Yeah, get ready.
Get ready.
I got a nice gift again for Timmy this Tuesday at Roots, and got some for each of you from the Gift and Thrift.
God. Well,
it's gonna be great.
We're about halfway there. About 6 months
Mark,
from now.
Zip whatever you have in a bag so like the lice dies in it.
Yeah, please.
Before you give it to us.
Please.
Well, if I put it in the bag now and zip it and I sit it in the attic, it should bake.
Yeah, that's all I ask for. If it slightly discolors, that's fine. I want whatever's growing on it.
It's already slightly discolored. He bought it at Roots. It was getting sun baked for the last 6 months. No
Mark,
sucker bought it.
Is there still a jersey vendor at Roots?
Oh yeah, second cousin Andy just bought 2 jerseys there this past Tuesday at Roots.
2 jerseys. Speaking of can't hide money,
he can't hide money. He's a
guy's
master.
a doctor now.
Yeah, he's a
What,
fucking doctor.
$50 now? 50 or 60?
Yeah, I think they're about. He gave him a deal if he bought 2.
Better cash in on that now. Those tariffs are about to hit that store.
Yep.
Those tariffs are coming in hot.
All right. So last week, I did this questions draft thing. I still had a couple more written down.
Jimmy.
Let's give this a try again.
So we ended on a low note last week.
We did.
Hey, Barney.
Why is Matt's dog at your house?
Barney. My grandmother had a dog named Barney. She yelled Barney. So once in a while, I got to yell Barney.
Oh, that's why you do it.
Oh, yeah, you have to do that.
All right. So this one, it'll go Ryan, Matt, Mark, and me. You can only have one type or style of potato for the rest of your life.
Oh.
So you got sweet potato casserole, baked potato, French fries, mashed potatoes, potatoes au gratin, smashed potatoes, or the potato chip.
Smashed. Get the fuck out of here. That's just partially mashed. Smashed
Right, it's
potato.
mashed mispronounced.
The correct answer is French fries.
All right, so fries are gone. Matt?
I'm taking the potato chips.
Oh, man. You bastard.
Do you ever just sit on the beach and like eat potato chips? It's
Yeah.
so great. Do you ever sit on the beach and eat mashed potatoes? It sucks so bad.
What about smashed potatoes?
Even worse.
What about potatoes?
There's a
Potatoes all
sick part of me that wants to just go plop down on the beach with a bowl of mash.
Just mashed potatoes.
What are you looking at?
You
You know the seagulls ain't gonna fuck with mashed potatoes.
Nah,
What are you
yeah,
looking-
they'll leave you be.
Just take a spoon and fling it at him.
Just go back to your fucking Speedo, Bob, and leave me the hell alone.
A bowl of mashed potatoes. I'm taking mashed potatoes.
Well, there wasn't mashed potatoes on the list, Mark.
Are you serious?
There was sweet. Yeah, these are what's left: smashed potatoes, potatoes au gratin, the baked potato, or the sweet potato Cass.
I thought you said mashed potatoes in there.
No,
That's
smashed.
I thought you said mashed before that.
No.
Then he did, but
Oh wait, I did say mashed.
No.
I lied. Mark's taking mashed. I crossed out the wrong one when
You
Ryan said
absolutely
fries.
did say mashed. I wasn't gonna correct you though.
That's
Now
all right.
you
I was
must
gonna
have-
gaslight him. He gaslights us enough.
I'm gonna gaslight you, all right, Gassy.
So with what's left, I will take the baked potato.
You take it half baked.
No, I like it
Yeah,
fully.
I almost debated taking chips over fries anyway. I feel like I eat chips more often than I eat fries.
So Miss Big Jim and I were talking about that because like we're calorie counting and watching and stuff, and I feel like chips travel further in the calorie count
Yeah,
than fries do.
For sure.
definitely.
That is absolutely my weakness though. I am a fried.
I love
I
fries.
French fries.
Don't get me
Absolutely.
wrong, but like
I couldn't wait to get like Bricker's French fries at the concert yesterday. Like those fresh cut fries,
I believe that.
deep fried, some vinegar and salt,
Oh yeah.
ketchup. Oh my god.
Yeah.
My bipper just moved. So good.
But
Get
like
rid of
so
the ketchup, but yeah, I'm with you.
we went to Mad.
They have barbecue sauce you can use too.
There
There.
you go.
Oh,
We
I
went
like
to Mad Chef Brewing in East Pete over the weekend, and they had two new sandwiches on the menu, so we split the two, and we got them with fries. I thought they just came with fries. Apparently, you pay extra for them, and I ended up not eating all my fries because the two sandwiches, the two half of sandwiches, filled me up, and I was like, man, I could actually probably just go for chips. And Dana's like, well, we could just not up to fries. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing that next time.
I feel like one of you could just up the fries and have the best of both worlds.
We could. Yeah, that's a good point. Because I ate some of them. I just didn't have.
That aioli sauce is fantastic.
It
they
is
have there.
so good. Yeah, if you're anywhere in
Aioli.
this area, Mad Chef, check it out. It is.
Smokey, they
delicious.
always are getting hard thinking about it.
Mark, that's not the part of the nipple that gets hard, you son of a bitch. Aioli, stop that
my
right
God.
now.
Oh my God, I didn't see that coming, but thank you.
Is it a red wine
It is a
aioli?
malt vinegar aioli.
malt vinegar aioli? Okay,
Yeah,
Aioli.
fantastic.
that's tasty.
Favorite sauce there. Mark will never try it because he's a condiment eater.
I'm not a big fan of the condiment. I feel the same way about condiments as you feel about birds, Jimmy.
No, that's not true. I like birds.
Birds.
Stop spreading this.
Your actions do speak otherwise, Jim, but that's fine.
What do you mean my actions?
Where's your bird bath?
It's out front. It has water in it right now. We bought a new
Yeah,
fountain.
only because it rained.
We bought a new fountain for it this year.
A fountain.
Yeah.
A fountain now. Jim's turned over a new
You're trying to
fountain.
drown them.
Blowing the water out
Blowing
of
the
their
water
bird
out.
bath.
No. It keeps the
Man.
water fresh.
A little bird
pours the
bidet,
water
perhaps.
on top of the birds and ducks them
drown
under.
them.
They basically Jim's waterboarding birds in his front
He's
yard.
a monster. He probably wants them to throw pennies in there too, and he's fishing them out for himself. You're a sick bastard, Jim.
Jim just watching the neighborhood kids throw pennies in his bird.
I got it now, Dana. That fountain paid for itself.
We're gonna be rich. All right, next one. You can only have one Saturday Night Live weekend update host to deliver all your news for the rest of your life. Which are you choosing? Chevy Chase, Jane Curtin, Kevin Nealon, Norm Macdonald, the pair of Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey, Seth Meyers, or the current pairing of Colin Jost and Michael Che? So, Ryan, it starts with you.
I hate those two.
I'm gonna go. I'll let Matt start because I don't want to be the person taking the choice right off the get-go.
Serpentine, or
does that seem fair? Because I went first last time.
All right, yeah, Matt, go ahead.
Okay, I'll take Norm Macdonald.
Nice.
Oh, I want a Norm.
I know, that's why I took it, because now later in a draft you'll trade me for him.
Yeah, you're right. Did you say Colin Quinn?
No, you can have Colin Quinn. He wasn't even on the list. So, Mark, you're up.
Colin Quinn actually was pretty decent.
He is
not
pretty
make the
funny.
list.
He was
Yeah,
all right.
I enjoyed Colin Quinn.
Yeah, I didn't mind Colin. I liked him on MTV's Remote Control show.
At least Dennis Miller wasn't on there.
That's true. Dennis Miller.
Mark, you can have Dennis Miller if you'd like.
Nah, I don't want Dennis Miller. I'd rather he stays on Monday Night Football.
That was such a joke.
Oh, that was painful.
That was bad.
That's almost as bad as Rush Limbaugh on the Fox pregame show.
Brutal.
I'll go with Chevy Chase Merlin.
All right, there you go. So in that case, I am taking Kevin Nealon off of the board.
He wasn't bad.
So Ryan, you have Jane Curtin, Fallon and Faye, Seth Meyers, or Colin Jost and Michael Che.
I enjoyed Colin Jost and Michael Che. I like the joke swap. I think that's one of the funnier things that's come out of SNL in the last fucking decade. Jimmy Faye and Jimmy
Faye.
Christ. Yes.
That one, gotcha.
Yes, and Tina Fallon.
Gotcha.
Tina Fallon.
Gotcha.
Well, then.
Yeah, the joke swap's great. The joke swap, I feel like, is the only thing.
Someone mute Mark when he was doing his.
No, I think his phone even is sick of it.
I think that was his gimmick. He wanted to say it and then muted himself. He stopped talking himself and continued to lip it.
And just lipped it.
But it's like the only thing that actually feels like the spirit of SNL. Because you're never gonna actually write those sort of jokes into sketches.
This year's joke swap was brutal.
It was.
It sure was, man. And it's one of those things. I think Ryan, you and I were talking about it when we were going to the Bears game or something. That it's just they don't beat it to death. They do it once a year, and it's just it's perfect. All right, Mark. We'll start with you first on this one.
All right, Jimmy.
If you can watch only one game show for the rest of your life,
It'll be so hard for Mark.
what are you choosing? The options are The Price is Right, Supermarket Sweep, Press Your Luck, Let's Make a Deal, The Match Game, or the $100,000 Pyramid.
Man, there's three of them on there. I'd take in a minute. Now, is The Price is Right? Is that with Bob Barker or that Drew Carey?
You can watch all versions of the show that you pick.
Ooh, wow, I don't want to watch the Drew Carey version. So.
Oh, come on.
No, you
Drew's
have
okay.
All right, then I'm out. It's the match game for
Not
me.
that bad.
Come on. Yeah.
Well, then you have to watch a match game with Alec Baldwin.
No, I'll watch it with Gene Rayburn or no
Nope,
one.
you gotta watch
Nope.
it with everyone.
You get all of them just like you get all of the prices right.
Right.
I
mean, I guess you can walk out of the room while it's playing, but you get access to all of them.
My problem with the Alec Baldwin one is I feel like all the celebrities had never watched the match game before. Because,
Probably not.
The answers were horrendous.
The 90s version of the match game was pretty terrible.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, they weren't going to make it, Mark, but
then what happened?
I'll quit.
They weren't going to make it, but then they
know. All right, Mark, give us your friggin' answer.
All right, I'm going to go with Match Game because that includes Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour, where Jonathan Bauman hosted the Hollywood Squares, and Gene Rayburn hosted the match game.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep, that's right.
Was where a
I'm going
thing.
to go with Match Game because you guys
Yep,
put
we
it in your
got it.
Google machine.
We got
The
it.
Match Game
No, we got
Hollywood
it. We're
Squares
good.
Hour.
I will give my answer now. I will go The Price is Right, and I will gladly watch the episodes with
No.
Drew as well.
I'll tell you, Bob Barker was mean in the 80s. If you ever watched the ones from the 80s, he was not always nice.
Dude, I
in the
saw this
90s.
one. I saw this one clip the other day. It probably it had to have been from the 80s, and it was a tall. I mean, it looked like Stacy Keebler's mom. It could have been like this tall, great legs, and Bob's talking to her, and literally just peeks around at her ass, like not even trying to hide it. Just
It was all out there.
it was just out there. It was
Like,
classic
I remember
Bob.
an episode, there's an old woman trying to spin the wheel, and she couldn't get it at the full rotation around, and she was getting mercilessly booed by the audience. And she leans into Bob and she says, "I don't like to be booed." And he said, "Well, then do better."
that's pretty awesome.
That's fantastic.
He
All right.
was too. He was not.
He was
friendly.
ruthless.
What
And then,
were they
like,
going to do?
every-
Fire him? You can't fire Bob
They
Barker.
were scared to.
Oh,
Well,
Janice
they
was
could do.
afraid she was going to get fired. That's why she was hooking up with Bob.
that's right.
Bob.
Bob and Janice. Bob. Boy, Janice had her face so tight you could play the drum on it. That was back in the 80s. She,
Bob?
Bob.
Bob!
That's Tim.
That's
Bob!
not Tim. I promise.
Now, did you ever notice in the? All right, Tim. Bob. Did you ever notice in the 80s showcase showdown more often than not? They had Johnny Olsen out there. Okay, Tim. They had Johnny Olsen out there. Bob, dressed in drag, practically every showcase showdown.
I don't remember that.
I'll have to.
He was almost all of them. He was out there as a freaking woman.
I'll have to pull up my my Roku channel and watch the Barker years and see if I can pick
Oh.
up on that.
There's a lot of them.
All
Johnny
right.
liked to be out there.
I bet.
That's before Roddy.
Ryan, you have
Supermarket sweep.
okay.
Bob. Now, did you like David Rupert's sweaters?
They're
All the Twitters were
they're
so good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
We watch it every day during lunch on the Roku channel before we go for our walk.
I watch the news and get depressed.
Oh.
That's
Wow.
foolish
Well,
of you.
yeah, that's your own problem.
I do. I sit down, I kick out the recliner, I take a bite of my sandwich and go, let's see what shit's going down today. And I turn fucking CNN on.
Nope, not me. I sit there and go, boy, this game would be a lot different price wise today. And then I go, I've never heard of that brand. And then I go, that's a weird sweater and haircut. And then we go for a walk.
That's a good lunch period though.
Matt, you have press your luck. Let's make a deal or the $100,000 pyramid.
Press your luck.
All right.
Now, remember the press your luck where the ice cream man, ice cream truck driver, like scammed them and went on for like 4 episodes?
Oh yeah, he figured out the pattern.
Yeah, I think I figured out the pattern.
Yeah, that was so good.
Hey man, count cards. It's not. It's frowned upon. But if you
It's only illegal until you get caught.
exactly,
He got caught.
don't let people know that you figured it out.
I think the FBI went after him for something. He disappeared. His brother, his brother didn't even want to know where he was, so he didn't have to lie for him.
Mark, you don't have to keep talking about it. We know he's living in your basement.
Hey, no, well then he did.
Uncle
but-
John,
Right.
in the web.
John,
No. stop
Speaking
it.
of which, I saw a picture of Brother John.
did you? Where at?
Mark, it was on like Cousin Brian's thing. He looks just like you. I think I
He's a little
saved it.
taller.
Say it
Like
again.
if you took off your glasses, he looks
Yes.
just like you.
That's funny. He does look like me.
Oh
Hey,
my
yeah,
God,
Am I wrong?
That is no, that is John.
that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
He looks just like Mark.
Like I get genetics and everything, but that's kind of terrifying. Yikes!
John.
All right,
That's
so
John.
last one. I'm sure we'll do this game again. I think this is actually kind of fun, especially when
fun.
you switch up the draft order. So I will go first this time.
You're fun.
Thank
Your
you.
mom's fun.
Easy,
Oh,
easy, Mark.
Oh,
real.
Jesus.
Or smoke.
Pick the first ride to go on at Hershey Park.
Oh, this is convenient for Jim.
Your options are
Fran,
the Great Bear,
the Burr,
the new Wildcats Revenge,
Bobcat's Revenge,
the Coal Cracker,
the Cold Crackers.
the Carousel,
Oh,
the
carousel.
Monorail,
Oh, the monorail.
the Kissing Tower, or the Ferris Wheel. So this one's easy for old Jim. I'm taking that monorail. Nice and easy.
Oh, it's a nice one.
Right
I'll
off
tell you.
right off the board.
I wish they ran both trains again. Because a lot of times you're up there waiting for the train, Matt.
Imagine waiting for the monorail.
Sometimes that line is all the way down those ramps, and I just feel so bad for those people.
Wouldn't catch me in that line. Not
Wait,
no sir.
ramp.
Ryan. Next.
I would, in a younger, lower blood pressure, less heart issue, Ryan would love to ride Wildcats Revenge. I absolutely would have loved to have checked that ride out.
Hey.
What do I have left, Jim?
You have the Great Bear, the Coal Cracker, the Carousel, the Kissing Tower, or the Ferris Wheel.
I will take the Great Bear.
The Great Bird.
Oh, the Great Burr.
So, Mark,
Have you ever rode the Great Bear?
I did. I rode it many times, and that my I'm a Winner shirt I got from Andy Weinberg was ruined on that.
Oh, you after it rained.
Yeah, we rode on the very front after it rained, and we just came out of the little building where you load up, and it just started the incline. All this hydraulic fluid and water poured on us. There was nothing I could do because like your arms are like this, you're like, and you can't put your hands up or nothing. It just I was drenched in it.
The grease from the wheels. Yeah,
the grease from the wheels got us. That's when the grease got me.
okay, Mark, you got
Ain't nobody got time for that, Jim.
you got the Coal Cracker, the Carousel, the Kissing Tower, or the Ferris Wheel.
Oh. Well, I've wet my pants with the coal cracker many times. That I can tell you right now.
And that was before the ride started.
Yeah, I was just in the car on the way to the Hershey Park. I tell me all the yelling and screaming and carrying on. That was just in the car on the way here. And they go, oh,
That was just you doing it.
It was, yes. You should have heard me screaming on the way to the Mount Joy Diner.
Oh, we heard.
Let me think here. I would go with the Kissing Tower.
All right.
I like that Kissing Tower. It got stuck the other week, but I wasn't on it. God. It was stuck up in the air for about 20 minutes.
Give me more reason to not go on the Kissing Tower again.
That'd be fun.
Trapped in
I'm up at top of the Kissing Tower,
Ooh.
looking down on creation.
looking down on creation.
Creation.
All right, last thing, since we are now in the month of June, we are halfway home. I have tasked ChatGPT. We go to our old pal ChatGPT every so often.
Chat.
20 true or false questions about the month of June.
Ooh.
All right, I'm ready, Jimmy.
About the month of June. So we will start. Just shout out the answer when you know it. June has 31 days.
False.
False.
That is false. June is the sixth month of the year.
Oh boy, this is tough.
True.
That is true,
What happened
Matt.
again?
Matt got it.
This is what's going to separate the men from the boys.
It sure is. The summer solstice in the northern hemisphere typically occurs in June.
That is correct.
True.
False.
That is true.
Ah.
Father's Day is celebrated in June in the United States.
That's true. That's a big day.
It's a big day. What do your kids usually do for you on Father's Day, Mark?
Well, if I'm lucky, they'll go to Hershey Park with me. I'll never forget the time we won that crock pot hookup thing on Father's Day. That was fun.
Do you still share that one picture you took of it every holiday?
Yes. I have that. So let's see, this year, so my loving daughter will be back in Boston. but I already took the day off. I told Anna, I said, look, I ain't working Father's Day. I said, no, I ain't touching it. So I'd like to hit Hershey Park, maybe the Gardens, and then maybe music trivia. And then Indiana Jones and the Last Crusader playing at the movie theater that day. I want to go see that in the theater.
The theater, huh? I saw Rocky IV's playing the director's cut in November at Penn Cinema. I'll probably have to
go check that out.
I'll have to go check that one out. The birthstone, number 5. The birthstone for June is sapphire.
Sapphire.
Sweet sapphire. It is false. Does anybody know what it is?
I should, because that's my wife's birth month, but I knew it wasn't that.
It is not. It is a pearl, alexandrite, or a moonstone. Actually, and don't feel bad, Matt. I don't know what March's birthstone is for my wife's either. So,
well, it's not too late to...
the zodiac signs for June are Gemini and Cancer.
That is correct.
That is correct.
That is correct. Juneteenth is a holiday that falls in June.
Correct.
How about that?
How did he get the name? But yes,
it's true. At least it still is currently. Over the next 3 years,
it was last year.
Lord only knows if that'll remain, but at least for now, it is. The longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere is usually in June.
that's true.
Yeah. Yes, that is true. It's the first day of summer.
That is true. The summer solstice.
Summer solstice. She's coming in.
I knew he couldn't get through this segment without summer solstice coming up.
Summer solstice is on her way, Matt.
That was
bring in all the
predictable.
Basketball, summer solstice.
June was named after the Roman god of war, Mars.
Correct.
Incorrect.
It is incorrect. It was named after Juno, the Roman goddess. Come on.
Oh, Juno. She's a sweet woman. Hell of a cook.
Okay. June always begins on a Monday.
That doesn't seem true at all.
It is not true. That is definitely false. June is considered the first month of winter in the southern hemisphere.
That is correct.
That would be true.
Seems right.
That'd be true. Flag Day in the United States is observed in June.
It's every day anymore.
God bless America.
Yes.
I got a fun fact about Flag Day. That's my my Independence Day.
What?
Congratulations, Mark. It's a day that should be celebrated.
Flag Day is my Independence Day, June 14th. I celebrate every year. Do you know why divorce lawyers are so expensive? Why?
Why, Mark?
Because they're worth it.
There is a leap day in June every 4 years.
What? That is incorrect.
That is.
Are you kidding?
What the
fuck was that?
That is. Yeah, that was false. I don't know what the fuck Mark just did. The official start of summer in the U.S. is typically occurs in June.
I feel like we're beating the summer thing pretty good. I'm going to say false for this one. It's a trick.
It is a trick. It is true. It is true. June is a popular month for weddings.
Yeah, that's June brides, baby.
That's true.
It seems like more of an opinion.
The reason why they people
probably
get married
probably
back in the day in June is because they would only bathe every so often, so they would typically bathe in May, so they wouldn't be that stinky in June. That's why you had a lot of June brides. And the reason they carry a bouquet of flowers is to mask any body odor scent.
You know what? If this was Hollywood Squares, I would say true.
I absolutely would agree with that.
That's true. They would bathe in May, and they'd still be relatively fresh in June.
Wow. I mean, you could be gaslighting me like you normally do, but I'm going to believe you on this one.
That's true. And the flowers that mask the body odor.
Oh, thank you. You repeated yourself. Number 16, the flower associated with June is the rose.
That's true. They're in bloom.
The roses are in bloom. That is true. No other months begin on the same day of the week as June in a non-leap year.
True.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
That math isn't mathing either.
It is false. Ryan sniffed it out. I don't even know that I
You're
totally
false.
followed the question,
It
but
makes sense. Read that again. Those words in that line in order you read them doesn't make sense.
no other
Jim's
months begin on the same day of the week as June in a non-leap year.
It's just all
So, like, if June
Yeah.
begins on a Tuesday, it's saying in a non-leap year, there's no other months that start on a Tuesday. Which
That's baloney.
I thought they were saying that on a non-leap year, June has more like Sundays than any other month.
no other months begin on the same day of the week as June in a non-leap year. So yeah, it would be
Okay.
yeah, it's a
I
very
did not
oddly
understand
worded.
that
Get your
question.
shit together, ChatGPT. In most years, June has exactly 4 full weekends, Saturday and Sunday.
That's probably right. Sure.
I mean, yeah, it has to.
Yeah, it would
That's
have
30
to.
days.
It says false. Again, I'm not fact checking these because we're gonna try. We're heading into the future of just trusting AI with everything. So
Okay, hold on. It would have to start. Sunday would have to be the first.
4 full weekends. So, like for example,
Okay, that makes sense.
If
then.
Sunday is the first, right? 'Cause the first full weekend then would be, what, the 8th and the 9th?
well, this year that's
This-
what happens. Let's look at it.
well, see, so this year it doesn't because this year it starts on a Sunday. So that is not a
Sunday.
full weekend. It has 4
Right.
full weekends, but it doesn't. It has 4.5 weekends basically. This June does.
Oh,
Well, then they did, Jim. But
No, okay, moving on. In Roman times, June was considered an unlucky month for marriage.
true,
True.
because the god of war, the goddess of war.
Nope, he ruined it. False now.
It is false, Matt. You got it right. It was actually considered lucky due to Juno's association with marriage.
oh.
Ah,
And last one, June is National Ice Cream Month in the United States.
National Ice Cream Month.
Every month should be ice cream month.
Yeah, Matt knows.
Correct.
Matt knows what's up.
Absolutely. I'm all about that ice cream.
Probably true though.
Sometimes
I'm gonna
Smokey
say
likes it
false.
dry.
Mark, do you have an actual answer? I heard you,
I'd say
Ryan.
that is true.
Ryan
It is
got it.
ice
It is
cream.
false. July, my month,
Huh.
baby, is National Ice Cream Month.
It's
Motherfucker
ice cream
takes
month.
the whole month. You turn 40 and you take the whole month.
Well, it's my
And the whole
birth. It's
month
my birth
is
month.
It's all about Jim's ice cream that month.
That's see.
Do you consider ice cream cake an ice cream or a cake?
An
Oh,
ice
that's
cream.
cake.
That's ice cream.
That's ice cream because it melts.
I also agree it's ice cream.
Yeah,
That's cake because you cut it.
it's ice cream. You can cut ice cream technically.
I've cut ice cream before
You cut ice cream before?
I mean,
with a fork and a knife.
Sadly, I could see him doing that.
so truth be told,
He was absolutely the wrong person to ask that, right?
truth be told, like the Neapolitan squares. I used to actually
Yeah.
cut mine.
You like the strawberry the best, and you would eat it first.
Well, no, you eat the vanilla first because it's the plain Jane. And then you eat the
That's
strawberry and chocolate, alternating. That's how I would do it. But yeah, I would. I would.
Smokey used to stick his fingers in the ice cream, the Neapolitan.
Well, he would
Glad
stick.
glad
He would
you
stick.
fucked that one up.
He would
That-
stick 2 in the strawberry, but just 1 in the chocolate, right?
Correct. Yep.
That's
That's how he does it.
That's how he does it.
Mom, my ice cream has holes in it again.
My
I'm
finger
sorry,
can go
Claire.
inside.
Smokey's been in there.
I love when Mark pops himself.
Oh my God, Smokey's been in there. Is definitely ending up on the
Smokey's been
board.
in there.
Yeah.
Get into the ice cream.
Oh,
Damn it.
oh my God. Oh.
How do I get to
my.
live with Smokey's been in there as a fucking soundbite for the next 2 years on this fucking podcast?
Oh.
Smokey's been in there. I'm sorry
Oh
that
my
upsets
God.
anyone.
It's. I mean,
Oh, man.
it's
For no reason either.
nope, nope.
It's not even that fun. That's the best
I
part about it.
mean,
I'm still wrapping my head around Jim cutting his ice cream, and Mark's moved on to
Well,
the
Mark's
dumbest
created
joke
three
he's
new-
told.
I assume
creating new
it's
sounders.
I assume it's some form of OCD to where separating the three
You
flavors.
don't have to justify it.
I'm just saying, like that's probably.
I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, I would separate so they don't all melt. It doesn't all melt together, but you can eat them separately or together depending how you choose to eat it.
My God, that
So
sounds
are you
ridiculous.
cutting long ways, or are you just cutting to separate the three flavors?
Just cut to separate the three flavors.
Okay.
So you cut along the strawberry chocolate line and the chocolate vanilla line. So then you have a little bar of vanilla, a little bar of chocolate.
There's
little bar.
no way your wife knows you do this.
I don't think she does. No.
Because I don't think Dana would have married you if she knew that.
Well, see, these are the things you keep secret until you're like 15 years in, because now
Yeah,
she's
no-
stuck.
no
It's too
turn
late.
back.
Like, if you
can't
guys buy
keep
Neapolitan,
Wilson.
Dana's just thinking
Edit.
that's how it's made anymore, that it comes
Right.
cut. That they separate it, and Jim's like,
Well, no,
"What
you
the fuck
don't.
are talking about? I
You don't
cut this
cut.
for
You don't
honey."
cut like the half gallon of it. You just.
No shit.
But when do you? When was the
half
last time?
gallon.
Have you ever bought as an adult? Have you bought the little squares? No. It's like when we were a
What
kid
little
and would get it.
squares?
The little square Neapolitans.
They kind of come in that white wrapper.
Yeah, it's almost like a butter wrapper.
Have you not ever seen those?
No, you can't buy them. They don't just sell them, do they? They only sell them to like schools and
Well,
hospitals.
yeah. So that's why.
prisons, I
That's why. I
thought.
mean, that's why. So why would Dana even know that I do this?
Well, when you're in a
You're
hospital,
cutting the
it's
little
wrapper.
ones.
Yeah.
Jim, I
Yeah.
thought you were buying the half a gallon and
No,
taking the knife
no,
along the
no.
inside and cutting.
Oh,
No, when I was a kid,
the
I would
little
cut the.
For Christ's sakes, I think this is like adult behavior for you, and I have to call somebody. This is shit you did when you were like 7.
Yeah. I mean, if
Practice that and tell us that next time.
He
I'm
did
not
say.
the
when
only-
I
was
did
a
say
kid.
when I was a kid, I would cut
Oh, I didn't
those.
hear that then. It's selective hearing. My apologies.
I was
I
saying,
heard Jim say last week, I cut my ice cream. Like you bought a half a gallon of Turkey Hill ice cream, which is now a 1.5 course, not even a half gallon anymore.
Yeah, thanks, Biden.
bull.
Thanks, Byron.
Like,
And you slid a knife along the
oh
inside.
no, no,
to
no, no,
separate
no,
the
no,
flavor.
no, no, no.
So then you could scoop out and I'm like, just scoop it out.
Yeah, no, no, yeah,
Scoop
yeah.
out and leave the strawberry anyway.
But now
That's
I.
why when you were like, does Dana know you do this? Like, Jim's cutting little ice.
I was like, well, no, I've never really talked about my ice cream habits as a child with my wife.
I apologize. I totally misunderstood.
I mean, I suppose I
Took me on a
could,
journey I
but
didn't know I needed to go on. My apologies.
it's okay. But now, I mean, if like there was like a ice cream truck that sold those, I would, and I had like a plate or something, I would still do that to this day. I would cut the little squares.
I would hope you wouldn't get that from an ice cream truck.
No, I'm
today,
not
'cause
kidding.
There's much better options.
Yeah. If somehow I ended up with one of those
Yeah.
squares.
So the
The
whole last 12
vendor
minutes of
would
this
be shocked.
podcast really never needed to happen if I just listened better.
Right. You wouldn't have gotten Smokey's been in there
That's on me.
if it wasn't for you not listening.
You
Now
smoke.
Smokey's been in there. That has to be about a half a gallon of ice cream.
Oh yeah. Because he was talking about you doing
Oh,
inappropriate things to the Neapolitan.
Right.
He was practicing.
My finger can go inside.
He's a monster.
And
We were
about
getting ready to have
the
the
sex.
ice cream.
The ass cream.
Put away that
I feel like if it's on the bottom, they could goo out on your shirt.
Can you imagine if that's how you practice and then you get to real life, you're like, oh, this is much warmer than
right,
I
this
thought.
wasn't cold at all. Like it's not
Still
even.
just-
It's not even. It
Still,
doesn't
it's
feel
messy.
anywhere close to the same.
This is weird. Honey, that's my belly button. Oh, shit.
It's a little messy.
He's trying to get all intimate with the lady friend, and you're like, why is it so warm in there?
This is weird.
Ah.
I apologize to anybody who's made it to this point
Yeah,
of the show.
yeah, this has become
Yeah, that's why they called Smokey Mr. Salty back in high school.
He called me that.
That is what we call them.
That is, yeah, I think that
They
is
called Mr.
accurate.
Salty.
Well, not to your face, Ryan.
No, well, it's fair.
Yeah.
In college, he was Freddie Freeze.
Now that I can attest to.
Yeah, I've never
Give
once
that
heard
away.
that, but moving forward, maybe we will. Thanks everybody for playing along. We will be back on Thursday live on on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitch. We have some WWE shows to preview. We'll get into some other things as well. But if you made it this far, congratulations. We hope that the beginning of your month of June is good. And even though it's not National Ice Cream Month, maybe go grab some Neapolitan and don't do inappropriate things to it. But we will follow us on all of our social media at 3 Count Thursday across the board, YouTube as well. Get our merchandise at tpublic.com. Until Thursday, have a great week.
Is this Rocky Road? I feel nuts.
Well, sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't.